We will ask Barrister Zafarullah how he perceives the order which has been rendered by the Supreme Court. Mr. Zafarullah, you have heard the Supreme Court referring Article 175A of the Constitution to the Parliament. What shall be done to the judges who need confirmation? There are judges whose confirmation are approaching, and there are some 32 judges whose confirmation has already been stayed because of the Supreme Court order. What would happen to those judges?
So those judges will stay as judges till 29th of July, 29th of January 2011, because till that the petition has been adjourned and the case has been referred regarding 175A to the Parliament of Pakistan, Shura, so that they can take up what of the objection has been raised here. First objection was raised here that it is supremacy of Parliament. We understand there is supremacy of Parliament, but there is independent judiciary as well.
But they have said we are not going into that, who's supreme and who's not. We are not competing with the Parliament.
No, but that's what they in different words they said this. Now they are sending it to Shura to reconsider what will the position of the Chief Justice of Pakistan, and what will happen if there is a rejection by the parliamentary committee. What will happen then? Now they think that, you see, it has to be justiciable like it was used to be justiciable when there was a president of Pakistan. It was justiciable. In fact, this is...
What does this mean? The reasons by the parliamentary committee would be justiciable.
Well, justiciable, it is the judicial commission then who will decide whether they are appropriate or inappropriate or they should be rejected.
Which means in case a parliamentary committee rejects the name sent by the Judicial Commission, their reasons given by the parliamentary committee would be decided, judged, rejected or accepted by the Judicial Commission.
It is Judicial Commission which matters most at the moment. You see, it is actually the parliamentary committee has been, they think it has been replaced, instead of president is the parliamentary committee here. So justiciability stays with the Judicial Commission where the 4 judges of Supreme Court sits. I don't think so there is anything wrong in this.
Well, they have said that this is the Federation's stance. But what happened? Why has it been referred to the Parliament then?
Because they want the independent institutions to stay, because Article 190 which says executive is bound, legislature is not bound. So it has to go to the legislature again to readmit it or reconsider it, because if they say executive is all powerful, it is not. It's the legislature, so they don't want to confront with that because they are 3 pillars of the state. I think it's a very sane decision at this moment, keeping in view the confrontation in Pakistan which is going on. I think it is good in the interest of people of Pakistan.
And what are the parameters for the Parliament to reconsider Article 175A?
This is very simple. Parliament can ask, or the President of Pakistan can always ask advice of the Supreme Court. So I think this should be taken as an Article 187, that they are asking the advice of the Parliament, what they want to do. So there is nothing wrong with it. They have actually done the right thing, and according to the Constitution, I think is right.
The Chief Justice has referred to the fact that through Article 175A, the consultation between the President and the Chief Justice of Pakistan has been removed. Do you think the Parliament would have to bring back the consultation between the Chief Justice of Pakistan and the President?
No. You see, there is a Attorney General of Pakistan, there is a Law Minister of Pakistan. Law Minister of Pakistan speaks on behalf of Prime Minister of Pakistan, right? Now, and the Attorney General of Pakistan speaks on behalf of the President of Pakistan because he is his appointee. So these 2 persons are already there. I don't think there's any difficulty at all, and they have themselves said in Sindh High Court bar judgment.
But this is your view. But the Supreme Court is saying that the consultative process between the Chief Justice of Pakistan and the President has been removed under Article 175A.
Yes, but you see, then they are asking what we have said in the Supreme Court is this, that we want the consultation should continue, but with the Judicial Commission. The Judicial Commission has replaced the Chief Justice of Pakistan.
What are the traditional judgments on the subject of binding consultation? Is it binding? Is it non-binding? What happens?
It is binding till the 29th of January 2011. After that, the petition will be taken up. My petition will be taken up as well. So then they will decide what to do. But I'm sure that Parliament, Majlis Shura will take it up and will reconsider it, and actually they might like to go with the Supreme Court of Pakistan.
Although the Supreme Court Chief Justice, while reading out the order, has said that we do not want to compete with the Parliament, but he has still chosen to defer the judgment on these petitions till January. So the judicial sword will keep on hanging over Parliament's head?
No. Till that time, the Constitution as it used to be, it will keep on working. There are detailed elevations, confirmation will go accordingly till the 29th of July. After that, what will happen, we will see. But I am sure the Majlis Shura will abide by what they have said, because they have given very sane advice to them.
Are you saying Article 175A, the change system of appointment of judges, will stay in operation?
Article 175 will not stay in operation. It will stay in operation only after 29th of July, when the petitions are again reheard. They have given actually the time for them to reconsider it and accept the advice of the Supreme Court and what the people have said. But the petitioners have said, I think this is a very sane.
They have said Article 175A has been given judicial enforcement. What is judicial enforcement to Article 175?
But it's suspended enforcement at the moment, because till the 29th of July, nothing to happen. The Majlis Shura is going to reconsider, and that's what Rabbani has well said.
And that's why the system has been stayed, and now the appointments would be undertaken under the old mechanism?
Yes, it will take under the old mechanism till the decision is, till the advice of the Supreme Majlis Shura is given to the Supreme Court or is taken up in the petition. Till that time, is all safe and sound, the old system is there.
Don't you think it would create bitterness between among parliamentarians, because they were the ones who sat down and with consensus came out with this amendment, and now the Chief Justice and 17 judges are saying...
Let me remind you, the President of Pakistan is a part of Majlis Shura. First he was used to be consulted, and if there is any difficulty, he was sent back the list, and there was a justiciability decided by the Supreme Court. So there is nothing wrong, is the Majlis Shura is there. So if that order of President of Pakistan is there, so Majlis Shura is there, there is no difficulty at all, it is only words.
4 months of proceedings, over 4 months of proceedings on this 18th Amendment petition, and still the Supreme Court says the Parliament would reconsider it. Don't you think it would have been a simple question for the Supreme Court to refer it earlier and not conduct proceedings for 4 months over this?
Actually, the Supreme Court will want to know how many petitions, what they are saying, how do they criticize, what judgment they are going to offer, all sort of things they had in mind. When they have all these things in mind, so they now made up the mind that this is the proper way. I think this is the best thing they could have done. There is nothing wrong with this.
The best thing that the Supreme Court has done, in your view, have they done it because of Article 239 of the Constitution, which states that the Supreme Court would not examine any amendment by the Parliament?
No. The question arises is when there is a fundamental right involved. Article 17.4, Article 17, sub-article for which I have invoked, so they have the right. You see, now they have given all the concessions and understanding. Please look into it, because there is a certain difficulty which is going to arise. So Article 32.9 has not been avoided or it's been used. But the point is this, since they believe the three pillars of state must work together.
That means Article 239 has not been ruled upon, or they have not given it to the Parliament because of Article 239. Do you think in future, if the Parliament decides something else which is contrary to the Supreme Court's directions or parameter, do you think they will rule on Article 239?
No. Article 239, 230, they will stay there forever. There's no difficulty at all. They are giving sensible advice. These are working difficulties. Will you please look into it? And Rabbani said himself as well, and we have said this well, that the Parliamentary Commission is, the Judicial Commission is right, Parliamentary Committee is not right. But they have decided so, that let the Parliamentary Committee give the powers, or let the Majlis Shura think about it, what they are going to say, and then we decide later on. I think this time gap is not much time, but keeping in view the certain circumstances of Pakistan today, which we are living, I think this is a victory of the people of Pakistan, might not be the victory of the institution.
Supreme Court has said that Pakistan is passing through testing time, and we do not wish to go for confrontation. We do not want to go into a matter of who is supreme and who is not. We don't want to compete with the Parliament. Why?
That's because the Parliament is represented by the people of Pakistan. The people of Pakistan which matters. You see, they have elected representatives. They are responsible to people of Pakistan. So this is how it is good.
Thank you very much indeed. this was Barrister Zafarullah. We have got Salman Akram Raj